Last time on Eden Zero, the fight between the crew of Edens and the four dark stars of Ziggy rages on as Shiki does battle against the wizard. However, the wizard has managed to start to outclass Shiki at every turn, and as their fight raged and continued, a mysterious phenomenon befell Shiki for the second time. Memories of another life flowed into him. Memories of Wizard, knowing none other than the Witch Regent. What are these memories that have flowed into Shiki? How does Wizard know Wit? Who is the Wizard? Let's find out. Alright, Eden Zero. Aww. A young Wise with a Griffith robot from Rave Master. Aw, that's a nice little thing. Chapter 188. 1/10. Like 1/10 of my power kind of situation? Yeah, those weird memories. And I said before, it looked as though Wizard and Witch weren't androids here. They looked just like normal people. Litigators for some reason. Shiki is stunned by these memories, saying, You knew Witch? Wizard looks at Shiki as if he doesn't have a response, but then he says, I am a second-generation android modeled after Wit. I possess all data relating to Wit, but I have no record of any contact with her. It would not be necessary. Strange. Shiki's obviously confused and says, No, I saw a memory of you talking to Wit. Seems he realizes something. He says, Of course. He remembers Hermit saying Ziggy erased all the memories Witch and the other shining stars had from outside the Sakura cosmos. I think Ziggy did it on purpose. I wonder if there's something he didn't want us to know. Memories he erased. Why? Shiki says to Wizard, So maybe he erased some of you guys' memories too. Memories of something that he wouldn't have wanted you to know. And you knew each other during the times of the wiped memories. Seems that Wizard kind of ponders this information for a second, but then he says, Even assuming you are correct, Lord Ziggy must have had reason. My mission remains unaffected. My mission to kill you. Wizard readies his staff and produces lightning ether to strike down upon Shiki. Shiki cries out in pain. Wizard says, My magic has absorbed all your ether. You have no power left. But Shiki retains his balance on the ground. Shiki says, while smoldering, It looked like you. You and Witch were pretty close. I think you were actually friends. But Wizard says coldly, It makes no difference. But Shiki says defiantly, It makes a big difference to me. If you were friends with Witch, then maybe you can be friends with me too. That's good old Shiki right there. Oh, back in the fight of Rebecca versus the clown. Rebecca tries to get her balance on the tightrope that both of them are on, while Happy and Pina, who are encaged in a nearby cage, is encaged a word? Are trapped within a cage nearby, I should say. Happy says, Rebecca, be careful. And Pino says, The rope puts you at a disadvantage. You need to find more solid footing. Rebecca says, Yeah, I know. Well, Clown just grins at her. And then Clown starts dancing on the rope, shaking it, almost knocking Rebecca off as she says, Whoa, hey, don't shake it. And then JRPG word bubbles come out of Clown, and it says, Clown dances an alluring dance. Rebecca loses her balance. Is it like JRPG status effects? Happy says, some kind of commentary? Pina says, or rather, it looks like an RPG system message. That's weird. Rebecca says, how is that alluring? And then Clown starts dancing, jumping up and down on the rope, and the status reads, Clown dances an alluring dance. And Rebecca, she almost falls off the rope. Happy cries out for her, and Rebecca activates her ether gear. And, of course, because we have to get that Mashima ass shot, Rebecca grows a cattail. Is this her overdrive mode? And she saves herself by wrapping her tail around the rope. Rebecca says, whew, safe. And Happy cries out, no, you're out in so many ways. Pino says, your appearance has become terribly indecent. And Clown's status reads, Rebecca strikes an alluring pose. Rebecca cries out, no, she doesn't. Some Rebecca booty for all you guys out there. She does have a nice ass. Meanwhile, Wise is fighting against Killer, shooting up a storm against him, and then Killer just kind of dissolves. Wise says he's gone. But then a mental link, I guess, is formed between Wise and Killer. As Killer says mentally, my role is assassin. You can't expect me to stay out in the open. Try and find me. This is a game. Wise says, that's stupid. I have a scanner, as he oops, a scanner right on his face, and then it immediately dissolves. And Killer's voice comes into Wise's mind. That's against the rules. That would make the game no fun. Wise is shocked. He overrode my program? Little punk. So what? He's as good a programmer as Hermit? And Killer mentally communicates to Wise, try and find me. Meanwhile, Brigadine brings down his massive fist. Here comes the giant fist! And Homura just barely manages to block it with her sword, although she is knocked back right on that booty. She shouts, such power, I cannot parry his attacks. Brigadine goes in to bring down his other fist, and Homura has no choice but to dodge. And as she tries to bring down his sword onto Brigadine's back, she finds herself flung to the ground once more. She states, I cannot cut him, and Brigadine simply says, no blade can pass through my armor. So it seems everyone's having a bit of a tough time against their opponent, but typical shonen rules, you have that tough time until you can bring it around again. So with Wizard and Shiki, Wizard says, friends? Nonsense. Shiki states, it was Ziggy who taught me how important friends are, but that Ziggy isn't around anymore. Wizard responds, Lord Ziggy had a short lapse of reason, but Shiki seems to realize something. No. Wait a minute, he says. When Ziggy erased Witch in the Dark Star's memories, it was before he went berserk. In other words, it was when he was still my kind, caring grandpa. Does that mean something? Why would Ziggy erase his crew's memories while still himself? What did he not want them to know? No, it can't be. Okay, what did Shiki realize? Oh, Wizard's not gonna let us get those answers as he raises his staff and says, what are you muttering about? With your ether depleted, you cannot withstand my attack. Now turn to dust. Cosmic lightning! But Shiki has an interesting glint in his eye, and he steps forward. Whoa! Striking at Wizard's midsection with a powerful gravity ether attack. Whoa. Wizard is shocked, so am I, and Shiki simply says, sorry, I guess I overdid it a little. How the hell? Man, Shiki, if you were that powerful all along, Jesus. Wizard says, but that's impossible, as he falls to the ground with a thud. He says, I absorbed all ether. Oh, yeah. Okay, I was right about the title. Shiki says, about a tenth of it. Wizard is shocked. Shiki says, I'm going to be fighting Ziggy. Of course I have to save some energy for that. I thought 1/10 of my power would be enough to beat you, but you were stronger than I expected. That is such a Chad statement. Wizard thinks, it's overwhelming. Are you really that strong? Shiki, and I guess Wizard sends out a message, attention all Dark Stars. Do not underestimate them. Shiki says to Wizard, hey, this is just a theory, but do you think maybe Ziggy knew he was going to go crazy? See, that's something I've wondered too. Like, there's some kind of mental thing going on with Ziggy that he knew was going to happen. It's not that he knew he was going to die like I originally thought. He knew eventually his mind was going to flip. There's some kind of other personality within Ziggy. But why? How did this come about? Has he always had it? That really is the mystery. What happened when Ziggy got to Mother? There's so many mysteries about all of that. And they don't all seem positive. Like, something really important happened here where we've barely even scratched the surface of any of it. I'm kind of happy. Mashima has really been planning this out. But it's been said there's a dark side to Satan gravity. Did some kind of memory come into Ziggy? Another personality from another life? Or a parallel world? And could it affect Shiki? Because even Ziggy has said that Shiki could destroy everything. There's something ominous about the power they wield, and some kind of major repercussion that could come from their power. But why? Why do they have it? And is it really possible that Rebecca, Wise, and Humra will defeat their opponents as easily as Shiki did? Because for Shiki, it makes sense that he would have so much power. He has to fight Ziggy. I like that he really has shown that he prepared for that. It's just like, man, if I can defeat you with even a monochrome of my power, then what has all this training been for? It was pretty good. This is the one situation where I'm not completely opposed to Shiki being a little bit more overpowered. Because, I mean, we've have yet to see the full extent of what he can do after the time skip. But what are these alternate memories? Is it another world? Another dimension? Another way of life? But how is that possible for androids? Were they something more in another world? Were they formerly human? Is it possible that meeting Mother means you have to give up something? So many mysteries. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Does Satan gravity have some weird effect on the user? Is that why Ziggy's gone mad? Is that why Shiki's been said to potentially be a threat in the future? Is it simply the power they wield, or is it something more than that? What are your theories? Let me know. And subscribe, that way you don't miss out on the next reaction. Or don't, I ain't your daddy, but I still love you like one. Until next time, I'm Duuz-Diz-Din, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.